Well, welcome aboard Flight 001 this morning, bound for sunny Doubtful Sound. We're currently flying over Lake Te Anau. Now, Lake Te Anau is New Zealand's second largest lake, but it does have the largest circumference area of about 500 kilometres if you want to walk all the way around it. Total length that you'll see at the right-hand window very shortly of about 65 kilometres. Now, out on the left is quite something historically significant. What happened is about 14,000 years ago, the glacier came out of the South Fjord, which we're going to fly up. Parts of it broke off and then melted in the dirt. It left the 13 hidden lakes of Te Anau. Only visible by the air, each one of these lakes is around about 900 feet deep each, which means that we can hide the Empire State Building in most of them.
Well, yeah, they're deep, eh?
So don't drop your keys in them, you won't find them. And as we fly over, more and more will come evident. The hidden lake up here on the right-hand side. This was the first tourist attraction in the region back in the late 1800s. You can still take that tour with Cruise Te Anau on the boat, the Carousel. And now out on the left, we start to see the first glimpse of the South Fjord. Now there are only 3 freshwater fjords in New Zealand. All 3 of them are here on Lake Te Anau. The South Fjord is about 1.5 times larger than Milford. It's less accessible, and for my money, it's more beautiful. And you will see on the right-hand side the Murchison Mountains. Now, the Fiordland National Park that we're flying over, not only is it the largest national park in New Zealand, but it's also a World Heritage Park, and it's the second largest in the world. About 2.7 million hectares, 99% of it has never been and will never be touched by human hands or feet.
Wow.
And then down on the right-hand side, you'll see these lovely big white scars down the mountain over here. These are a tree avalanche. Now, there is no dirt for the trees to be growing in the Southern Alps. They're all trying to root into rock, and of course it doesn't work. The average rainfall around here is about between 3 to 6 metres a year. When it gets too heavy, it will avalanche away, and it'll take 400 years to reforest.
Wow.
On board today, a lovely crew. If you want to say hi to your camera, please do. We're off to see the best sights of Doubtful. We're now passing over the Southern Alps of New Zealand. The Southern Alps are the second fastest growing alpine system in the world. If it wasn't for our terrible westerly weather patterns, they would be the fastest. The Southern Alps are actually still growing about the same rate as your fingernails per year. Down the left, this is the Freeman Burn. So out here on the right-hand side, we have the Thompson Sound. Then we have a Secretary Island. Then at the nose of the aircraft, which you'll see shortly, but the camera does pick it up, is the mouth of Doubtful. Out to the left, we have the first arm, the Manapouri Reach, and then the Crooked Arm over here. Now, Captain Cook may have been the first person to discover Doubtful Sound, but he wasn't the first person to come in here and actually put his name to it. It was actually the Spanish. They named Borza Island over here, and they also named the Manapouri Reach down here.
Spanish?
The Spanish.
Wow.
They lay claim to it, in actual fact. We have Borza Island and the mouth of Doubtful Sound. You can now see why Captain Cook was so dubious about bringing his wooden tall ship through here. into uncharted waters. Grounding would not have gone well. Now I'm going to do a turn, so I'll put that on both sides of the aircraft.
Doubtful traffic, Delta, Romeo Hotel, the east end balls are on at 4,500 for Lake Te Anau.
Boat down below us there, eh? Does somebody do boat tours from somewhere else?
They do. I will show you where that comes from in Deep Cove, but not many. Down here on the right is something again quite spectacular. We have Lake Brown and the Lake Brown water slide.
Oh yeah.
Now we can't call this a waterfall because the water never actually leaves the ground. If it did, this would be the highest waterfall in the world at about 3,000 feet. Spectacular nonetheless. And as we come around on the left-hand side, very shortly, we'll see Deep Cove, the port of Doubtful Sound. And I'll put that on the right-hand side of the aircraft very shortly. The fog bank up at the far side actually denotes where the Wilmot passes, the only road in which you have to go on barge to get there.
Field traffic, Delta, Romeo Hotel, the Lake Brown water slide, 4,500 feet up to Elizabeth.
The corner here is something quite important. I discovered about 6 months ago there's a secret filming location for the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Now it's called the Norwest Lakes. Now this featured very heavily at about halfway in the first Lord of the Rings movie when the actors were attacked by the dragons and the snow and the rocks. And this was all filmed down here in the Norwest Lakes. You may recognise it.
No kidding.
Beautiful wee spot.
Wow. It was filmed down there.
All in here.
How the heck do you get everybody there?
Helicopters.
Yep, I guess.
And I think by watching the movie, I think it was thought it was filmed down here on the left.
Oh yeah, okay. And that's actually the park, so they need special permission and all that?
Anything in the Department of Conservation, you need permission for. And then we're coming out into Lake Manapouri. Now, Lake Manapouri has been voted the most picturesque lake that we have. There is 33 islands in it. Almost all of them are forested. It's also just been discovered that Lake Manapouri is New Zealand's deepest lake at over 1,100 feet deep.
Wow.
Around the corner to the right, we may see it, depends on this cloud bank. There's power lines, and it's what Manapouri is most famous for, is the power station down here at the far right-hand side.
Okay.
those Lord of the Rings fans on board, out the right-hand side, we have the Waiau River. The Waiau River is one of the best freshwater fishing arbitraries in the world, but it's become more famous now because it was used as the River Andui in the first Lord of the Rings movie. All the river scenes in the first Lord of the Rings movie were all filmed down the Waiau.
Oh, yeah.
One of the more famous is the sweeping corner down here on the right-hand side. Now, if you do want to take a Lord of the Rings tour, the Fiordland jet boat do a very good version. The mountain up on the right-hand side is Mount Te Anau. That is a limestone mountain, giving it the impression that it's snow-covered year-round, even when it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Now, of course, limestone comes from the bottom of the ocean. That proves how fast the Southern Alps are actually growing.
Yeah. You said there was a lot of fishing on this river? Like
A lot of fish.
trout, eh? Mostly, or?
I've been told that, trout and a wee touch of salmon.
Some salmon, yeah.
I've been told that Jack Nicholson comes here quite a bit for his fishing.
Oh, I see.
The mountains on the right-hand side over here are the Takatimus, and the brown swamps underneath them were used as the swamps of Mordor in the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, right. Perfect.
On the right-hand side we have the control gates. Now there is no power generated here. This is just to try and control the lake level. Now Lake Te Anau is the largest volume of fresh water in the southern hemisphere. So left uncontrolled, it can rise and fall 6 feet at a time.